Hello everyone, Infinite Movie Recaps here. Today I'm going to show you an adventure and fantasy movie titled Stardust. There will be spoilers ahead. Now sit back, relax and enjoy. A small English village holds a mysterious secret. Beyond the crack in the wall that goes around the village lies a magical realm named Stormhold with spells, witches and magical creatures. A guard is posted at the wall to protect it. One night, a young man named Dustin pleads with the guard to let him through the wall, but he refuses. Dustin pretends to leave. He tricks the guard and runs through the gap leading to the magical realm. Dustin goes to a crowded market and sees a beautiful woman named Una. He is enthralled by her beauty and asks her to pick a flower for him. Una chooses a snowdrop flower in exchange for a kiss. Dustin sees an enchanted chain tied to her leg, and she tells him that she is a princess who has been enslaved by a witch. She can only be free when the witch dies. Una invites Dustin to her carriage, and they spend the night together. 9 months later, the wall guard hands a baby over to Dustin. He tells him the baby's name is Tristan, and he was left at the wall for Dustin. 18 years later, Tristan, who has grown into a young man, is in love with Victoria, the prettiest lady in their village. He brings Victoria flowers to woo her. Unfortunately for Tristan, another guy who is interested in Victoria named Humphrey destroys the flowers and humiliates him in front of his crush. The next day, Victoria comes over to the shop where Tristan works. She buys some stuff and asks Tristan to help her carry them home during his working hours. Tristan promptly ignores his job and the other customers to help Victoria. Unfortunately, his boss fires him for abandoning his duties. Later that night, Tristan invites Victoria on a date. He takes her to a quiet area where they sit, drink champagne, and talk. Tristan tells her about his future plans, but is shocked when Victoria tells him that Humphrey plans to propose to her on her birthday, and she intends to say yes. In the next scene, the king of Stormhold lay on his deathbed. He called his sons Primus, Septimus, Tertius, and Secundus. The king, knowing he was about to die, wanted to choose his successor. He tells Secundus to look through the window and tell him what he sees. Secundus tells him that he sees the kingdom of Stormhold. The king tells him to look up, and when he does, Septimus sneaks behind him and pushes him out of the window to his death. This makes the king laugh as he remembers how he killed all his brothers to ascend to the throne of Stormhold. The king asks his remaining sons about the whereabouts of their sister Una, but they tell him that she hasn't been seen in years. The king then decides to resolve the issue of succession in a non-traditional manner. His necklace rises and he declares that the first person of royal blood to restore the ruby will be the next king. The king then dies after his declaration. The ruby shoots into the sky and collides with a star, and they both fall to the ground. The three princes then begin their hunt for the ruby. On the other side of the wall, Tristan and Victoria notice the falling star. Victoria seems to be enthralled by it, which makes Tristan promise to bring her the star in exchange for her hand in marriage. Victoria agrees, but urges him to bring the star to her in a week. If not, she will accept Humphrey's proposal. Elsewhere, 3 old-looking witches, who also saw the star falling, plan to get it for themselves. They plan to eat the star's heart to stay young and powerful forever. They bicker about who would go and capture the star, but ultimately decide on Lamia. Lamia then takes the remnants of the last star they had and eats it, which makes her young again. Later, Dustin tells his son about his mother Una and how she is from the magical realm. He also shows him the letter she left him, the snowdrop flower, and a Babylon candle. In the letter, Una states that the candle is the fastest means of travel, and when Tristan is ready, he should light the candle and think of her. Tristan then lights the candle and is transported to the fallen star, who took the form of a beautiful woman named Yvain. He initially thinks Yvain is his mother, but she explains that she was in the sky when a ruby necklace struck her, causing her to fall. He realizes that she is the fallen star. He then apologizes before chaining her with the intention of presenting her to Victoria as a birthday present. In the palace, the princes and a bishop are seen drinking wine. Not long after, the bishop drops dead along with Prince Tertius. It is revealed that Septimus poisoned 2 wine glasses, intending to kill his 2 remaining brothers, but the bishop drank from the poisoned cup and died. It seemed that the princes are willing to do anything to take the crown. Later, Lamia meets a witch named Sal, who is the witch that enslaved Una. When they are eating, Sal questions Lamia about her plans, and she tells Sal everything without hesitation. Lamia soon realizes that Sal had bewitched her food, and she is enraged. She curses Sal and makes her lose the ability to see or touch the fallen star, even if it is right in front of her. Meanwhile, Yvain gets exhausted and tells Tristan that she is too tired and hungry to continue. Tristan then ties her to a tree and promises to get her some food. After several hours, Yvain becomes worried since Tristan hadn't returned. Not long after, a unicorn strolls by and helps her break the chain holding her. It then carries her away. Meanwhile, Lamia asks her sisters for Yvain's location, and they perform a ritual by killing a crocodile. They tell Lamia to remain at her location and set a trap for Yvain. Lamia then turns 2 goats into humans and creates a magical trap to ensnare Yvain. When Tristan returns with food, he discovers that Yvain has left, and he is frustrated. He is exhausted and decides to take a nap. Tristan wakes up abruptly when he hears the other stars whispering to him and telling him that Yvain is in danger. He sets off to find her, but runs into Prince Primus's carriage. Tristan asks for a ride, but Primus refuses to help him and tells him that he is on an important quest to find a ruby necklace. Tristan then convinces Primus that he can be useful and help him with his quest. Hearing this, Primus decides to take Tristan with him. Later, while it had started raining, Yvain comes across the trap house. Lamia beckons her in and draws her a warm bath. Lamia shows Yvain a bedroom and offers to give her a massage. Just as she is about to cut Yvain's heart out, she is interrupted by Tristan and Prince Primus, who are also seeking shelter for the night. Lamia then offers Primus some poisoned wine, but he refuses to drink it and instead requests to take a bath. Shortly after, Yvain shows up downstairs and Primus is surprised to see the ruby on her neck and demands that she give it to him. But Lamia shows up behind him and kills him. Lamia conjures powerful green flames to block all exits and prevent Tristan and Yvain from escaping. Just as she is about to cut Yvain, Tristan tells Yvain to hold on to him, and he lights the Babylon candle. The pair are then teleported to the cloud. While they are bickering, they are captured by some pirates and are questioned by the pirate of the ship named Shakespeare. The next day, Septimus finds his brother's body and realizes that he is the last remaining prince, and all he must do to ascend the throne is find the ruby necklace. He also finds out that the ruby is in the possession of the fallen star, and anyone who consumes her heart would be granted immortality. On the pirate ship, Captain Shakespeare interrogates Yvain and Tristan, who claim to be married. The captain then throws Tristan overboard and takes Yvain to his room to have some fun with her to her horror, but it turns out that the captain was just pretending and putting on a show for his crew. He proceeds to give the pair a makeover and informs his crew that Yvain is a friend and Tristan is his nephew. The captain teaches Tristan how to fight, and he dances with Yvain. When he notices Yvain glow when she is happy, he realizes that she is a star and warns her not to draw attention to herself by shining brightly. A couple of days later, the captain lands his ship and drops off Yvain and Tristan. Meanwhile, Lamia's sister contacts her and informs her that Yvain is nearby. She makes it clear that they are running out of time and need to capture her immediately. Back on the ship, Septimus sneaks into Captain Shakespeare's room and catches him dancing. He asks him about Yvain's location and threatens to kill him if he doesn't get an answer. However, the captain's crewmates show up and Septimus is forced to flee. Later, Tristan and Yvain run into Sal, but due to the spell Lamia placed on her, she doesn't see or even acknowledge Yvain's presence. She notices the snowdrop flower and attempts to take it from Tristan. He refuses to give it to her, telling Sal that his mother gave it to him. Sal offers to give him a ride in exchange for the flower, and he gives it to her. However, as she collects the flower, she reveals that the flower has a protective ability and had been protecting him all this while. She then transforms Tristan into a mouse. Later in the carriage, Yvain admits to Tristan, who is still a mouse, that she has feelings for him. She thinks love should be unconditional, without needing gifts or demonstrations of devotion. She tells him that if he wants to be with her, she wouldn't need anything from him other than his affection. When Sal arrives at the black market, she transforms Tristan back to his human form. Tristan and Yvain then rent a room to freshen up. Tristan asks Yvain if she meant what she said in the carriage. She is embarrassed because she thought he would not understand what she said because he was a mouse. Tristan then tells her not to be embarrassed and that he has feelings for her too. The pair then kiss and get intimate. The next morning, while Yvain was asleep, Tristan cuts a small lock of her hair and leaves the inn. When she wakes up, The innkeeper tells her that Tristan has gone, and he wants her to know that he is sorry, but he has already found his true love, Victoria. She is distraught by his betrayal and despondently wanders around the market where Una sees her. Tristan goes to meet Victoria and gives her the lock of hair. She leans in to kiss Tristan, but he tells her that she needs to grow up and that he has found someone who loves him for who he is. He then realizes that the hair had turned into stardust, which means that if Yvain crosses the wall, she will die. Just before Yvain crosses the wall, Una stops her. Sal, who has been holding the princess captive all this while, drags her back and is about to punish Una when Lamia shows up. There is a clash of magical power between Sal and Lamia, but Sal loses and is killed freeing Una. However, Yvain and Una are captured by Lamia and are taken to the witch's manor. When Tristan gets to the wall, the guard tells him what happened and he finds the snowdrop flower. He then follows the carriage tracks back to the witch's manor, where he finds Septimus. The prince asks Tristan why he is there, and Tristan asks him the same question. While they both have their knives pointed at each other, they both decide to work together. They storm into the manor, and as Septimus is about to stab Una, he realizes that she is his long-lost sister. Una runs into Tristan and reveals to him that she is his mother. Meanwhile, Septimus was able to kill one of the witches, and Tristan released all the imprisoned animals, and they kill the second witch. Lamia then kills Septimus with a voodoo doll. She tries to end Tristan, but is unable to because of the protection offered by the snowdrop flower. Lamia then takes control of Septimus's body and uses it to confront Tristan, but he gets the upper hand. Lamia angrily surrenders and begins to cry, mourning the loss of her sisters. She releases Yvain and tells them to leave her manor, but this turned out to be a ploy, and as they were about to leave, she attacks them with the glasses in the manor. She then picks up a knife and approaches them, telling Tristan that with her sisters dead, she would have the star's heart all to herself. Yvain tells Tristan to hold on to her and close his eyes. As they embrace, Yvain releases a blinding light that disintegrates Lamia. Tristan then sees the ruby on the floor and picks it up. It glows red in his hands, and Una then reveals that he is the last remaining male heir to the throne of Stormhold. Tristan is crowned the new king of Stormhold, and Yvain his queen. Una and Dustin are also reunited. When Yvain fell in love with Tristan, she gave him her heart, which made him immortal, and they ruled Stormhold for decades. When their children and grandchildren were grown, they lit the Babylon candle and lived happily ever after as twin stars in the sky. Let me know what you think about this movie in the comments below, and if you liked the video, please hit the like button and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching,